Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we are starting off with a bare face today. I went through my collection and pulled out some drugstore products just to do a full face with you guys. I haven't used several of these products in quite a while. I've been really into shopping my stash lately, in case you haven't noticed. I did post 2 videos last week, one kind of taking you through my collection as I shopped my stash, and then the second video was me applying all those products. So today's kind of similar, using some older favorites or just products I haven't used, like I said, in quite a while. But everything is drugstore. Some are new, some are old. Let's just get into it. So starting off with the primer, this is something that I saw in my primer drawer that I haven't tested yet. Typically with new products, I put them aside in a drawer to either test out or do a first impressions with, but this is something that just sounds like it was right up my alley. It's from J.Cat Beauty. It's one of their Prime and Glow face illuminators. There was actually this one and then an anti-aging one as well, but this one has coconut extract. It says that it's for healthy and glowing skin. Glowing skin, yes please. So I thought we would go in with this one. It just says, oh, this is anti-aging too. Anti-aging and brightening, healthy and glowing skin. So let's see. I'm just gonna do like a pea-sized amount. Ooh, I definitely do smell coconut. It's not like super, super strong, but it's there. Okay, so this does say it's actually more of a face illuminator, but I had it in my primer drawer. Holy cow, this is almost blue. Like, I like a good pearly base, but wow. The like duochrome blue in this is kind of insane, but sometimes I feel like those bluish and purple tones really help just with any weird sallowness that I have going on in my skin. That's one of the main reasons that I really like the Becca, is it Backlight Primer? No, that's the gold one. What is the one that has like that kind of purple tone to it? That one, you know what I'm talking about, right? This kind of gives that same effect. Almost like the VDL Lumi Layer Primer, but still not as good. For eyeshadow palettes, this is actually a palette that I've never tried before. This one is from Kokie Cosmetics, which now you can find Kokie at Sally Beauty. I know Walmart has been, well, select Walmart locations have it. I believe Rite Aid, the Christmas tree shop or whatever. I still have never been to one of those stores. I don't know if I have one near me, but now you can order online at Sally Beauty. So there was 2 different ones. I think I got rid of the other one. It was green. I can't remember what the shades were in there, but this one is called Arabian Nights. And you have a pretty good assortment of shades in here. So we have some mattes and shimmers. I've never even swatched this palette, so we'll see how it goes. Let's go ahead and jump right into the crease. I don't have a brow bone shade though. And I have to do my brow bones first. I talk about this all the time. I don't know what it is. It's just habit. So I'm actually just gonna dip into my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder, especially because I always go in with like a ton of moisturizer and everything under here. So I don't want my shadows to latch on in a weird way. Holy cow. These are very soft, but also very pigmented. So this is the shade Palace. Ooh, I do like this. Have y'all been watching any new shows on Netflix? I really wish that I wouldn't have binged Love Island earlier. I mean, like, this was a year ago to months ago. Like, I've just stayed up to date with all the seasons because that would be a good show to watch right now. But I recently started the, what is it called again? It's not The Kingdom. The Kingdom is like a Korean zombie show, which my mom apparently loves, but oh, it's called The Last Kingdom. If you liked Vikings, I think you would really like this show. I'm only about like 2 episodes in and they're like an hour long each. So it is a longer series. I think the 4th season just recently came out. The main reason I decided to give it a go though is because I saw somebody on Facebook post that like the 4th season came out and how good it was. And then I just happened to read the comments and people were like, oh my God, if you like Vikings or Game of Thrones and you'd love this show, they were saying that they liked it more than Viking. Hey, I want to give it a go. And so far, so good. We'll have to see. Keegan, my husband, typically doesn't like binge shows. He started Jack Ryan yesterday and he watched the entire 1st season in one day. But to be honest, I know it sounds weird to say, oh, I don't have time to binge a show right now, but when you only have 1 kid, it's definitely a lot harder because I've mentioned this before, but I have like severe mom guilt if I'm not keeping Landon busy. So right now he's upstairs. I think him and Keegan are like on the Xbox, but Landon also stayed up really late last night. So I think he may be stewing in bed, but for the most part, he's right by my side 24/7. And to be honest, I don't really mind it because right now it's like there's not much to do, you know, besides cleaning the house and schoolwork. So we just keep each other entertained, especially while Keegan works. But today sucks. It's like the nastiest weather. It's only 1:30 and it seriously looks like it's about 8 p.m. outside. And that's the worst when you're already stuck inside and then the weather is crappy. I'm just like, gross. Yesterday was so nice though. We had a water balloon fight. We went out and rode our bikes. It was so pretty. So just to deepen it up a touch more, let's go into this bottom shade here called Rebel. So far, this palette I'm pretty impressed with. I haven't heard anybody talk about this one, but I'm not sure why because everything is going on really pigmented and smooth. I'm baking dinner rolls for the first time today and I'm really excited about it. I've made cinnamon rolls in the past, but I've never just made like a loaf of bread or dinner rolls and I don't know why. Rolls ended up being kind of a semi-fail. Like they still taste good, they're edible, we'll eat them. But I got impatient. The dough was still way too sticky after rising. They're a lot denser than what they're supposed to be, but with some butter and honey, they're good. We don't have a bread machine, but I have my stand mixer, so I think that should work fine. If y'all are like awesome bakers and you have an amazing bread recipe, drop them down below. Let me tell you what, it was a freaking task though, getting my hands on some yeast. Isn't that funny? Like before that's something you'd find in the store all the time, but now everybody's bored and everybody's doing things that they typically don't do, like bake bread. So it took me weeks to find some, but I finally did. Also, I have a new video coming up. I don't know if it's gonna be up this week or next week, but anytime I post any sort of like cooking content on Instagram stories, I always get requests for cooking videos, specifically with Korean food. So I have an idea that I wanna film later this week. I do have to run back to the Korean store, H Mart for me, and find like one other product because I ran out, but I'm excited to film that for y'all. I did grab one of the J.Cat Beauty. I've used these before, but I don't think I've used this shade in a long time. Vanity Goddess Chromatic Pigment. So maybe we'll do like a mixture and just do some of this blue. Ooh, that feels so buttery. Okay, so this one is called Jewel. It's just a cobalt blue. And I'm just going to press this right onto the lid. Wow, that is so beautiful. And then on the outer half, I don't really know how this color combination is gonna look, but I'm gonna do it anyways because I'm curious. I'm gonna go into the J.Cat Beauty Chromatic Pigment and just kind of press this on the outer half. Oh, this is a little bit different than what I remembered. Maybe we'll layer some of the blue on top of it and just see if it adds more dimension to the look. More of Jewel, but just like a lighter tapping of it right over that. That way it's still blue, but it's not quite as concentrated. Ooh, I do like that mixture. For foundation, I went ahead and grabbed my L'Oreal True Match foundations. I really wish I still had a bottle of True Match Lumi because I do prefer that formula over the original. I think I'm gonna be taking a mixture of mainly N3, but just adding like a doink of W4 just because I think N3 on its own is a little bit light for me right now. I'm just going to use this brush and just dab it all over my face. You can still see the glow from the primer, I mean technically face illuminator. I wonder if the other one is more of like a golden tone since this one was so blue. I think I'm just gonna go in with a sponge. I haven't used this foundation in a while, like on its own. I did use it recently mixed with the Catrice HD foundation, which was a really nice combo if you're looking for something super full coverage. But I would say that the True Match on its own, it is buildable coverage, but it's just a very nice everyday type of foundation. If you've never used this foundation before, this is one of the classics from the drugstore. It's buildable. I feel like it works for many different skin types just because it's not overly dewy, so it doesn't feel greasy on your skin by any means. You can build it up to get more coverage. If you like the L'Oreal Infallible, like the newer one in the pump, not the old squeeze tube one, I think you would like this. It may not be like quite as full coverage with the first layer, but with 2 layers, I'd say it's pretty similar to that. I do notice that the L'Oreal one lasts a little bit longer on my skin, like it just has a better wear time, but True Match still does a really great job. Plus the color range is really impressive, especially for the drugstore. So when I compare this to the L'Oreal one, I say that because it's something that you can get coverage out of, but it still allows your skin to look like skin. It's not something that just covers everything to where your face just looks like you like dunked it straight up Miss Doubtfire style into a tub of full coverage foundation. It covers everything that it needs to, but it still looks like your face. right? Does that make sense? Okay, moving on to concealer. I have another product from L'Oreal. I'm pretty sure I actually have tried this concealer on camera before, but to be honest, I can't really remember how I felt about it. So this is a newer one. I don't know if I decluttered the other one or not. This is one of the True Match Super Blendable Multi-Use Concealers. I have mine in Light N34. That is darker than what I had expected, just for the shade name. Ew, the way that it's coming out just looks disgusting though. If you were curious and you happen to be newer, some of my favorite concealers from the drugstore, Maybelline Age Rewind, I think, yeah, I did. I brought one here just in case. I love the illuminating one and then the neutralizer. Those two are some of my all-time favorites. They just do such a great job at brightening the under eye. So I didn't crank anymore. I'm just taking whatever's on the actual sponge and dotting it. Pretty much looks like it matches dead on with the foundation. Now I'm curious as to why I decluttered the other one. Actually, it's probably because I have so many concealers in my concealer drawer, and there's other formulas that I do prefer over this, but that did do a really good job. Now just to set it, I'm gonna go in with my dirty Maybelline Fit Me. I wiped off most of the foundation mixture off the top. I'll be sure to clean it all the way before I put it away, don't worry, I'm not that disgusting. Okay, so I'm just gonna lightly add some of this onto my under eyes. I know a lot of people love this one and they prefer it over the Laura Mercier. I'm just still stuck on my Huda Beauty baking powder. I've been talking about that one so much lately, but I just love that that one not only sets the concealer, but it just seems to blur and smooth out the under eyes too. So I didn't dip in anymore. I'm just taking whatever's left just on the sides of my mouth because I don't really feel the need to set my foundation. Originally, I had thought about doing like a full face of creams, but maybe we'll save that for another day. I don't have many like cream drugstore products. I really want to try the Wet n Wild stick one. And there's another one that I saw. Oh, the Physicians Formula. I think there's like a pump version because there's the pump versions of the blush. I really want to try the bronzer one too. But for bronzers, the only one that I could find in my collection from the drugstore was the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion, which this one is really, really good anyways, but I was hoping to use a different one. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this on the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. This is my ultimate fave. It's like the only brush I've been talking about for the last 3 weeks now, but it just does such a great job with creams and liquids. I have used it with foundation, but I think when it comes to foundation, I'm just more of a sponge girl. But for blushes and bronzers, this brush is perfection. I'm just gonna take a little bit down my neck as well. I did bring a powdered bronzer too, just because it's one that's really light and just something about it gives your skin this like airbrush quality. Unfortunately, I've already gone through and flipped the cushion in here probably 3 or 4 times, so it's just on its last leg. I'm not getting quite as much product out of it that I'd want. So I'm gonna go in with the Revlon Skin Lights. This is the Prismatic bronzer. I have mine in Sunlit Glow. I read some people saying that they thought it was too shimmery. I don't necessarily think it's shimmery, it's just glowy. Like you don't get actual pieces of glitter in it. It's just this like subtle, sheeny type of glow, which those are just always my favorites. So I'm just gonna sweep this all over my cheeks, not really contouring, just going in and buffing it just to add some more warmth back into my face. I think the main reason that I like this is because it's a powder that I can go heavy-handed with and it doesn't feel powdery at all. Something about it, it just feels like nothing is on your skin. It's a very airy type of powder. Okay, and then for blush, I actually went ahead and grabbed a liquid or cream blush, whatever you wanna call it. This is one of the Flower Blush Bombs. I love these so much. I typically use the shade Cinnamon and I always forget the name of the other one, the 2 deepest shades, but today I'm gonna use Nectar. But as you can see, this is just a really pretty, soft, kind of peachy orange. So for that, I am going to grab, let's go in with this. This is the ColourPop F14. I typically use this with a powder that I showed recently in my Sephora VIB recommendations, but I also really like it for the flower blushes. So let's just sweep some right on. For highlighter, this is one that I've had in my collection for a while, but I don't know why I haven't really reached for it much. It's one of the Pixi duos. This one is in Delicate Dew. I'm pretty sure there's at least one other option in this, possibly more, but I think I'm going to concentrate more on this side here that just looks a little bit more golden and peachy. these look really pretty in the pan. They just look super wet. So I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of this and let's just go right over the blush. I like the look of a wet forehead too, so I'm really just going to press it in. My eyes feel so tiny while filming when not wearing lashes. Like I'm fine wearing lashes or no lashes in day-to-day life, but I think since I always wear them when filming, when I don't have them on, my eyes just look so small. Okay, for lips, I grabbed some of the Physicians Formula Healthy Lips. I haven't used these in so long. One of my favorite shades is I think it's just called Tulips, but spelt like the flower. It's this really pretty punchy coral shade. But I think for today, I definitely want more of a nude vibe. So maybe we'll go with a deeper shade. This one, ew. This one, instead of nutritious, it's nutritious. Ew, I just don't like the way that it's hyphenated with nut. That looks gross. So these have that spade type doe foot applicator. Moving on to setting spray. I received this a while ago and I haven't used it yet. The packaging is so cute though. This is from the Bretman Rock collab with Wet n Wild. It's just the Jungle Rock 3-in-1 face mist. So it's just this really beautiful shimmery one. Let's see how, oh, that's a pretty good mist, okay. Ooh, that is a really nice, even, fine mist. It does have a coconut scent too. It smells a lot like the Prime and Glow that we used earlier. The headband had to go. Either my head is too big or it was just too tight, which I guess would be because my head is too big. I started to get a headache and now it's just a frizzy mess. It's a bad hair day today. I'm over it. But here is my full face get ready with me using drugstore products. Let me know what other videos you guys would like to see this week. Definitely stay tuned for that Korean food related video. I'm actually really excited to share that one. It's just hoping for good lighting. And here's the thing, I think I've actually talked about this in a video before, but I always get questions on IG stories like, why don't you do cooking videos? Why don't you do more videos in the kitchen? It's because our kitchen is still oak cabinets. I keep saying how I wanna like repaint the kitchen and this and that. And so I don't know, I just feel like it's not as pretty as a setting, but I keep telling myself that it's fine because it's not the kitchen part, it's the food part that matters. And I do have really good recipes that I wanna share with y'all, so I just need to get over that whole thing and film it. I've been saying this, like I said, for months now, but then once it comes down to it, I always talk myself out of it. So just leave me some encouraging words so I'll get it done. But yeah, here's today's look. As always, thanks so much for hanging out. If you guys have any specific video requests, definitely leave those down below and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.